Good morning, guys. We are here at Don Carter State Park here in Gainesville, Georgia today. It's a little cold outside. As you see, I'm kind of bundled up, but this is probably one of the prettiest parks that I've been to, state parks so far. Even the drive, when you get off of the main highway, the drive into it, it's got a lot of pasture land and the Rio Grande fence. There's a lot of horses, I think, that's dealt with up here. So just the drive in is pretty itself. And then they got stonework for the buildings here. The campground's pretty large. So let me turn it around and I'm going to show you the visitor center and the entrance and all that, and let you take a look at the map that they got hanging up here on the bulletin board. Alright, here's the entrance. And as you can see, it's got the nice block. Very, very pretty park. And we'll take a look at this map. I'm right here in site number 6 up here in this loop. And as you can see, it's a pretty good sized park. You can take a gander at that. Sits here on Lake Lanier, and we'll probably take a slow ride through instead of a walk through, since it is such a large park. And I kind of drove through it a while ago and got a little confused, so it's probably easier than what I made it out to be. But my first ride through was a little difficult, but we'll make it through it. I saw up here at the visitor center, which is right in front of us, there is an Overlook trail which we're fixing to head to. And we'll pick up at the Overlook. Alright, here we are. That's where my truck's parked. There is the visitor center and the entrance to the Overlook trail. Terrapin Cove trail access, no bicycles. And it seems to be paved, so anybody that's handicapped in a wheelchair should be fine coming down this trail here. There's some swings along the trail, but I did want to show you this incline or decline as we're doing now, in case somebody was in a wheelchair. It'd be kind of difficult pushing them back up because it's fairly steep. But I think this is might be the end of it. This might be the Overlook they're talking about. Yeah. This is the Overlook. I mean, we wasn't 100 yards or so from the entrance, so it's not far down at all. So basically it just looks over into the woods, and see a parking lot down there. I don't know what it goes to, but I see where people have walked. There's a trail right here. I've walked around. Seems they have little markers on the trees. I don't break my neck. And I see a bridge down at the bottom of the ravine. There's a bridge right down there. We'll see if this takes us around there. So we're just gonna follow the trail and we'll pick back up later. This is a very well walked trail, so no issues of getting off track. And it looks like it's walking down to probably the beach that other trail talked about earlier. Okay, this is probably one of the prettiest parks, like I said earlier, that I've been to. And if you like horses and things like that, coming in with the ranches that are on the right side of the road as you turn off the main highway, you'll be able to see some horses. Nice big ranches. And the beach and water is right in front of us. Alright, well, I'm down here on the trail. I'll show you the beach. Right in front of us is the beach. Looks like I don't know what's in the building, but this trail might take us around there. I think it probably does, because the trail we're on is right up there. Looks like the water has gone down tremendously. I think there's kayak rentals up there, and of course the beach, and on top of fish apparatus right there they made, and I'm sure it's prettier when it's all filled up. Let's get back on the trail. Well, I just figured out that the Terrapin Cove trail is right here, comes up to my campsite. Site number 6. I did not realize that. So I'll go ahead and show you my campsite while I'm here. This is just a loop, as you see. That's site number 7. And of course, my site number 6. Mr. Snowman keeping everything straight. And you see everything is paved. site number 5, and so on. You even have a pull through right here in the center, and a back end right there in the center. Very easy to get in and out of, and the entrance is up there. And we're gonna go back to the trail, which is right in front of us. It ain't 10 foot down that hill right there. Alright, while on the Terrapin Trail, come on this parking lot here, and it looks to be cottages up there on top of the hill. I see 3. There might be more up there somewhere, but just wanted to show you that. And maybe as I go further, I can kind of figure out where they're at. All right, I came out right here at another entrance to the Terrapin Cove Trail. There's a boat ramp to the lake, and then the cottages are right up there that I just showed you. And it's like a ranger station, or ranger's residence and housekeeping. So it looks like authorized personnel only. It says exit. So I guess that's the end of the trail, and I'm just gonna follow the exit around, and it'll probably take me to the visitor center, I assume. So we'll pick it back up when we make it back to the visitor center. Okay, we're still walking on the paved road towards the visitor center, and you probably can't see them with this camera, but they're used to people. There's like 3 deer, and I'm pretty sure they're used to people, so maybe they'll kind of hang out if I don't rush up there. And be quiet, so I'm gonna stop talking. They just as curious as I am. Well, that's the wildlife for today. Alright guys, we're right back where we started from at the visitor center, which is right behind me. And basically I just walked up the whole paved road there after I got off the trail there at the boat ramp. And next thing we're going to do is do a ride through of the campground. You definitely want to see the second part of the campground, which is, I think, 19 through the remainder of the numbers. I'm not sure how many there are at this point, because it's a totally different look. It is a little more crowded, it appears to me, but it's a totally different look. You want to stay tuned and see what that part of the campground looks like. But as you go down the trail and you start walking along the side of the lake there, you're going to see a sign that says hiking connector 2 to your right, and if you take it, it's going to come back out on this paved road that we were just on, that goes to the campgrounds and comes to the visitor center. So stay tuned, don't go nowhere, and we'll do a ride through the campground. And this is probably going to be one video, and tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, today, my days are all screwed up, I'm going to Helen and to a Christmas type farm. It's at Smith Gulf State Park. I can't never remember the name of the farm, but they dress in period clothing, and it's like 3 hours. Of course, the film won't be 3 hours. Hopefully I can film there, I don't know, we'll see. But that's my plan for today is Helen, and to go there, and then tomorrow I'm going to Ga. So there'll be 3 videos made out of this trip. So stay tuned and don't go away. Like and subscribe so you can find out about Helen and find out about Ga. Alright guys, right there is where the entrance into the campground, but just beyond there I want to show you there's a playground for kids. We'll pull up in here and see. It's a nice playground. We'll get out and do a little walk up to it, and it looks like you can walk from the campground. There's steps right there coming to it, but it's also a fitness zone for the adults if you want to come do some workout while the kids are playing on the rock wall and the slides. Now we'll take back up with the ride through. Alright, I told you we was going to do a ride through, but it just wasn't working out for me. So we're going to do a walk through. It won't be long. I won't show you every site. I give you some highlights and things like that. But we're here at my campsite right there. There's the lake, and I told you about the turtle trail that's right there that comes up to my campsite. So we're at the very tip of loop 1 through 18. There's 7. Ten is right here with a good lake view. Which my site's got a lake view, and number 5 has one. A lot of them do. I just think 10 is probably the best as far as the lake view goes. All campsites have movable tables, campfire rings, and lantern holder or trash bag holder, whatever you want to call it. And we're gonna go on up the hill toward the entrance of 1 through 18. I'm up here at site 13, 14, 15, and 16. And just to let you know, there's a pretty good incline to these that you pull into, though. You don't have to back into, as you see. Alright, we're at the end. There's 18 and 17. right here at the bathhouse slash laundry room, and there are 2 dump stations as you exit 1 through 18, which are directly in front of us. That's nice, having 2 of them. Bathhouse seems nice. Take a gander and see if there's anybody around. I'm sure they're clean. I can look at it and tell they're clean. Yep, there's nobody in here. Shower stalls. No bad odors at all. And baby changing station for daddy if he needs it. And we're gonna pick back up at the rest of the campground. I believe number 1 is that pull through Class A right there, right in front of us, which is at the very beginning of this loop. As you see, 1 through 18 is where we just came from. 19 through 46 is to the right, and there's the sign for the playground. I showed you those steps. That's where that goes to. And that is number 1 right there, where that Class A is, at the very tip. Now let's see if I can't navigate this the best way. 46 is right in front of us, so that's the very end. And then a pull through right in front of us. I don't see that number. It's probably on the other side. But here's number 19, which is a back end. Uh, 21, which is right in front of us, with a, looks like it's got a pavilion with it, or right next to it. And then 20 is a pull through here to your right. Told you it had a different look, but we ain't got to that part yet. And this is site 22. It's got kind of a incline, so your rear end's gonna have to be jacked up a good bit, looks to me. Well, your front end's gonna have to go way down. And then you got a bathhouse right here at site 22. (23) to 26 is to your right, and 32 through 44 to your left. But that, there's 32 right there in front of us. All right, site 24 is a handicap right here at the bathhouse I just showed you. And then you see 23, it's jacked up in the front, so they got like 1, 2, 3, they got 5 or 6 of those little yellow squares jacking it up to make it level. Here's the parts I was telling you about. This a little different. They got the rock walls. Which gives it a whole different look. 26 pull through. $27. Kind of, I mean, it's plenty long enough. And 28, it's a little shorter, but it's plenty long enough for a 20 foot, 24 foot, something like that. $29 is a pull through, all headed. You just turn around and come right back up toward the bathhouse. A lot of these sites do seem to be unlevel. 30, some worse than others. But you, as I said, there's a little hump right here on 30. Right here it's your electrical, which is going to make your left side kind of jacked up. $31, which seems a little better. Which it does look better over here as far as all the stonework and how they got it landscaped. But as far as level and things like that over there, 1 through 18, I believe it's probably a little leveler, more level sites. There's 32. Showed you that a while ago. Big rigs can definitely fit inside of these with no problem. Now 33 is a large site, as you can see, but it's a back end. But you can see that big dually right there fits in there, and a car. And you got 37, which is a back end, little small camper in there. It kind of declined down into a hole. You can see you don't want much. That's probably a 17 foot. You don't want much in that one. It's kind of short. And you got 38, which is a pull through. $36. $39 back in. 40 back in. And then it just does a loop. Well, no, there's 42 hiding down here in the loop. And 41's hiding down here in the loop. This 41 is kind of different. Okay. You do have to back up a good little ways for 41. Yes, sir. Because there's that pull through right there we saw on the other side. And 41, you have got to back up all the way from up here. So that's a good thing to know how far you're gonna have to back up. You saw how long it took me to walk up there. Now 42's not. It's just go around the loop and 43 starts back up. And 43 is a pull through, and 44 is a pull through. You have to make a sharp turn if 43 is filled up. If not, just go down to 43 and pull straight through to 44. And 45 is a back in. And then we're here at the entrance. And the exit where 46 is. Alright guys, well that's the end of the campground review. I'm back here at my site number 6. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe it wasn't too long. Again, like and subscribe, because I will have a Helen video coming up and then a Dahlonega video coming up. But one thing I do want to make mention to you, the campground is way out. I say way out. It's a good bit out in the country. It take like 19 minutes to get to a Kroger or anywhere, you know, in town like that. Grocery stores, Outback restaurant, all those kind of places. It's going to take you about 19 minutes or so. So just be aware of that and try to get all your stuff you need before coming to the campground if you can. Unless you just plan on going out to eat or whatever. But if you plan on staying in the campground, you might want to get all your stuff up and not have to leave. Again, thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe so you won't forget the other videos. And thanks for tuning in.